Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life Recording. It's so good to be back. I mean, it's been quite some time. I think more than 2 months now since I last dropped the video, and I explained on my story why I had to leave because a lot was going on and there was a bit of technical issues that I could not do anything about. I won't say that they are totally resolved now, or think I can work with what I have now. So yeah, I'm back and I hope that I'm back for good. Honestly, the break felt so red. I don't think I want to take that kind of break again, except I'm a shocked that it's very much needed for personal reasons. So yeah, I'm back and glad to have everyone here again. If you are new here, this is Life Recording, a journey through growth, faith, and real life lessons. I'm Oluwakanyinsola, and over here we talk honestly about working with God, not from a place of having all the answers, but from learning along the way. So I do hope that you continue with me on this journey so that we can all learn because working with God is not a perfect story. It's like I said, it is a walk. We are learning, we are growing along the way, and we are understanding ourselves. This episode talking about realistic expectations in friendships. And when this topic came to mind to do this episode, at that point I was thinking about friendships a lot. Not because something bad happened to my friends or to my friendships. It was I just thought to myself that the older I've gotten, I've realized that friendships, many things have been done or expected in friendships without proper communication, and there have been expectations that, like I said, people have not communicated, and your friends or other people are being punished because you don't exactly communicate these needs to them, and so it led to a gap in people's friendships. Sometimes we have this picture in our head of what a good friend should be. Or this friend should always call, they should always be available, should always be there when you need them. One should just pick up that phone, right? They should just start running to your house. It should just always be everything that you need them to be. But it doesn't always work like that. Life is not such a straight and linear line. People get busy, things can get overwhelming with people, and you don't know what's going on in your friend's life. But because there's so many expectations, people are giving their friends weights that they should not be carrying. And so when our friends don't do those things that we want them to do, we start wondering, oh, does this person actually love me? Do they really care about me? But maybe the problem isn't that your friends don't care about you. Maybe your expectations are just unrealistic. So I actually asked some of my friends about this because I didn't just want to come here and just talk about their expectations in friendship and not have people's opinion of what they think unrealistic expectations are. So I asked my friends to get their own opinion, and they gave me really good points and even made me have a think of my own expectations too in friendship. So we are going to dive into that. One of the things that came up was friendship monopoly, which simply is your friends are allowed to have other friends. And when I heard this, I actually laughed because it's actually so real. It is so real, especially on social media. When I go online, I see people saying, "Oh, my friend went out to another person. My friend did this. How dare my friend? I'm so jealous of my friend." And it can look cute online. It really can look cute, but there are people who are actually choking their friendships with expectations like this, thinking, oh, my friend went out with another person, my friend is hanging out with other people, my friend spoke to somebody else apart from me about the situation in their life, my friend didn't tell me this. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a best friend or someone you are really close to. But we tend to draw the line from closeness into possession. You start seeing your friend as a property that you own rather than a human being. And so when they start getting or talking to other people, start to feel like, oh, you're not special anymore. Does this person still consider me as their friend? Am I still special to this person? But that's not the case. Just because your friend is having other relationships apart from you does not mean that they love you less. It doesn't mean that you are less valuable to your friend because they now have other relationships apart from you. Friendship doesn't have to be a monopoly. Your friend can still love you and have other meaningful relationships outside of you. You don't have to make your friend choose between you and every other person in their life. And if I'm being honest, I've had a similar situation like this in my life. Coming from someone who, I mean, that's me, who grew up like most of our childhood inside the house and indoors, not really going outside, I had struggle with this particular situation. So I had a friend who had started to have other friends and get close to other people, and I started to feel somehow, started to become a little bit of hate and anger. Like I felt like she had abandoned me, she had left me because she was having other friends, and it started to affect my relationship with her. It started to build resentment, and it became a problem. And that wasn't supposed to be, because my friend can have other friends outside of me. But I didn't understand it at that particular point, that, oh, this person can have other friends. And the funny thing that now is that all of us are friends now. Like we're all cool, we all hang out. But at that time, I didn't understand. And maybe a part of it is, like I said, me growing up being indoors, I did not know how to really socialize and understand this thing. So when I had someone who was really close to me, I just took them as my person and my person alone. I can't share this person love with other people, which means that I'm losing them. But it didn't mean that I was losing that person, because the person is still in my life. And honestly, the older I get, the more I understand that expecting one person to be your everything is not really friendship. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. One person cannot be your all in one. Like it's not possible. The person has their own life to outside of you, and it puts a lot of weight and expectations on the person that they shouldn't have had in the first place. You are literally asking one person to carry the weight of an entire community. Because at that time for me, expecting her to see me as everything was also me expecting her to be everything to me. And it's not possible. One person cannot carry my emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, and physical needs. One person cannot do everything for me. So this is something that we have to understand and learn in our friendships. One person cannot be everything for you. Another point would be my friend should just understand. And this one, a lot of us are guilty of it. My friend should just get what happened to me. So something happens to you, you're upset, you're in a bad mood, or you're not just in a good mood, you're just not fine, or they offended you. You don't tell them, you don't communicate with them, you just expect them to understand. And so your friend is there wondering what is wrong with you. And you are also in the sense of they should know that something is wrong with me. If you're really my friend, you will know when my mood is off. If you're really my friend, you understand that slight change, that my okay 5 minutes ago is there for my okay now. Like they should just know that that's tiny switch in your voice, and that is not okay. You're giving your friend an exam that they don't even know that they're taking. Like your friend is not a magician. Your friend is not a wizard. They're not inside your head. They don't know what's going on with you. They don't know the emotions you are battling. I believe that communication in friendship is very, very, very important, because people have their own things they are going through. And to now cater to their issues and to cater to yours too when they don't even know that there's an issue is a big responsibility to give your friends. So the friend that gave this point, me and her spoke extensively on this particular issue that happened with us from my own point of view. So she apologized and admitted that she did this to me at some point, like, oh, she's not in a good mood, she's having a bad day, and she's not telling me, but I'm supposed to know and understand that she's having a bad day. And there I am feeling uncomfortable and weird. I'm wondering what is going on. So I had to start walking around like eggshells around her, because I didn't want to upset her further. I didn't know what upset her. I don't know why she's in a bad mood. So it puts me in a very, very uncomfortable situation. And that is not a very, very comfortable situation to put your friend in. If you truly love someone, you will communicate to them. Even if you don't want to talk about the issue right now, let them know something is wrong with you and you need space. So we spoke about it and we are actually fine now. And genuinely, I'm glad I spoke about this. I asked my friend this question because it has helped strengthen my friendships too. The honesty and apologizing and just moving past it has really helped us. So please don't expect your friends to just understand. They are not God. Okay, your friends are not God. They don't know. Even God the Father expect you, like, not expect, I don't expect, but God also wants to even communicate your feelings. He knows what is wrong with you, but He still wants to communicate your feelings to Him. Talk less of your friend who doesn't know what's going on with you at all, unless you open your mouth and speak to them. Another thing my friends brought up was the expectations that friends should always be in constant communication with one another. And I think that this one has changed because of social media and messaging. So you can see when someone is online, you can see that they are posting on their story. You can see them reposting on TikTok, posting on their story. You can see them commenting on other people's posts. You can see them even checking your status, and you're wondering, this person has the time to post on social media, but they're not responding to my messages. But the thing is that life doesn't always work that way because people can be going through stuff. Life can be overwhelming, they can be busy, or they might not just be in the mood to respond to messages today. There are times where even for me, I'm literally online. I can post you on my status and reposting stuff on TikTok, and I'm not replying any message that day because I'm just not in the mental space to do that. And your friends can be having an overwhelming day. They can be tired from work, exhausted, and they just want to like let off steam on social media, but you are there getting mad at them for not responding. And that doesn't automatically mean that something is wrong with the friendship. I remember one time one of my friends was I was sending her messages and she wasn't responding, but I could see that she was online reposting on TikTok, checking my story. I could see that she was online a lot, but she wasn't responding to my messages, and I couldn't get mad at her because somewhere deep down in me, in my spirit, I knew that something was wrong with her, and she was using TikTok as an escape route. So I called her and we spoke, and I was right. There was something actually wrong with her, and she was using TikTok as a means to escape what was happening. She had gone through a series of tragic things at the same time, and it was just continuously happening. So that put her in that loop or box. She just want to be on social media, she just forget it all. So we continued and we spoke on the phone, and she told me that she wasn't ready to talk about it yet, but she will when she's ready. And I respected that because I understood that, yes, I love this person and I care about her, I care about what's wrong with her, but I'm not going to force her to talk, and I should not force her to talk. I thought, okay, no problem. When you're ready, we'll talk. And at that point, I knew that all I needed to do as a good friend was to just keep checking up on her until she was ready to talk. And that's what I did. I kept on checking up on her, kept on sending her messages. I'll call her on random days. How are you now? How are you feeling? Just to see that she's good and to let her know that I may not know everything that is going on, but know that I am here for you. And that's what matters. Let this person understand that I am here for you, even though you're not ready to talk right now. And I think that goes a long way. I think it actually did go a long way. So yes, you and your friends don't always have to talk all the time. They might be going through something, or they might not even be going through something, and they just need space. They just want to be in their space and time. And I know I'm saying that, oh, communication doesn't always have to happen, does not have to always have to be constant. But there's another extreme of communication does not matter at all. That is not true. Yes, you don't always have to be in constant communication with your friend, but you should not go to that side of, oh, don't communicate at all, it doesn't matter, when we see we see. That is also not a good part. Please, let's learn to balance things up and be in the middle. So don't be in the side of always communicating every second of the day we must talk, and the part of not talking at all, because your friends can be going through something and they will actually not tell you, they will not say, and they're just going through it alone by themselves and they're not opening their mouth. If I imagine I did not call my friend, I would not have known that there was actually something wrong with her. I can say, oh, I'm feeling that there's something wrong with this person, but I didn't call her to actually confirm, and I just left it. That would not have been good and nice. So you should check up on your friends. Like, friendship is not always having gist. Sometimes it's just, hi, how are you doing today? Are you good? Have you eaten? How was work? Are you fine? That's friendship too. Because this is life, and people are going through different stuff at different times in their life. And people, your friends, are different seasons in their life, and with those seasons comes challenges. So yes, they might not have the time to talk to you every time, but just do your own little part and check in on them and see how they are doing. And so maybe the expectation should not be we have to talk every day. Maybe the expectation should be we care enough about each other to keep showing up for each other, even when it looks like silence. And I think that is a beautiful way to look at friendship. Another thing is your friend doesn't owe you every detail of our life. And this one actually made me think because we believe that if someone is our close friend, it means that they owe us every single detail of their life. They are expected to tell us every single detail of their life, every decision, every problem, every change in their life, every no matter what it is, no matter how tiny it is, they are expected to just keep us informed about every part of their life. And then when we find out something that they didn't tell us later on, we are mad at them, we are angry, we are disappointed, like, oh, why didn't you tell me this thing happened to you? I'm your friend. I'm supposed to be your safe space. Why didn't you tell me this? But I've come to know that and learned that just because someone is my friend does not mean that I have access to every detail of their life. People are allowed to have their privacy. People are allowed to have things that they hold dear to them and they're not ready to share to you or to anyone else. Your friend is allowed to have her space and her moment and things that she doesn't want to share with you. And it is okay. It doesn't mean that she doesn't trust you. It doesn't mean that she doesn't consider you a good friend. It doesn't mean that you're not valuable. It doesn't mean that you are not worthy. It just means that she's human. And as a human, she's allowed or he's allowed to have certain details of his life that he holds dear to his heart and doesn't want to share. And it should not be a thing of, oh, okay, you don't want to share it now. Maybe you'll share it later on. They might never want to share it. You cannot force someone to tell you a certain part of their life just because you are friends with them. It is entitlement. It's no longer friendship. It has become entitlement to their life. And you don't own their life. And you certainly do not own the details of their life. And I think that there's a difference between being available for your friends and being entitled to every single detail in their life. I love my friends and I want them to talk to me. I want them to know that I'm here. But I also don't want them to feel like telling me stuff is a proof that they love me. Because secrets or no secret should not be a proof of love in your friendship. Like I said before, my friend was not ready to talk. And I understood that. And I gave her space. And I didn't tell myself, oh, she hates me. I'm not a good friend to her. That's why she doesn't want to tell me. I respected that and I gave her space. And my friends have also done the same thing to me. For me, I've told them, I don't want to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about this right now. And they respected that. And that is what friendship should be about, respecting each other's space, time, and boundaries. I don't want to talk about this right now is I don't want to talk about this right now. Don't try to manipulate words out of your friends. It's not okay. Another thing would be expecting from your friends what you cannot give. I think that this one the biggest one for me because there are people who are expecting things from their friends that they cannot even give them in the slightest. So you're expecting your friend to show up for you in certain ways that you cannot show up for them. I don't think that is fair to your friendship, and that is not okay because you want them to be at your call and beck at every single point. You know, when you call them, they should just come running to you. You have big assignments, they should do them for you. You want their every need, their every attention, their every capacity. You want them at every single point in your life. But when they need you, no matter how small it is, you are actually not there. You are the first person who has excuses for your friends on why you cannot be there for them at that point. You're the one who's always expecting everyone to be there for you. That is not a balanced friendship. And the sad part is you then get mad at your friends. Like let's say your friends have shown up for you in 9 ways. The one time they don't show up for you, you get mad and you get pissed at everyone, and then you start posting on your story. Choose your friends wisely. Oh. Choose your friends wisely. Different quotes. Yeah, posting it up and down. But your friends cannot trust you to show up for them the same way you want them to show up for you. That's not fair. And there's this particular one of wanting your friends to stay up late to wish you happy birthday. I'm sorry, but that was so secondary school and primary school. I'm sorry, like adulthood is so much complicated than staying up late to wish someone happy birthday. Maybe there are friends who still do it, and if everybody's doing it in the friend group, that's fine, no problem. But I think among my friends too, like we're just done with that. Like staying up late, I have to go to work the next day. I have work the next morning, and I have to be up very early, and I'm exhausted from work, probably even sleep up waiting for you, waiting to wish you happy birthday. Like, what does it change? What does 12 midnight change from 5 a.m. in the morning to wish happy birthday? It doesn't mean that I love the friend less. It doesn't mean we love each other less. It just means that we understand that seasons have changed. Secondary school was way easier than what we are facing right now. So everybody understands that, okay, it's not hate, it's not less love, it's not less understanding, it's just time and season and changes, and everybody's changing, and you have to learn to change with the change. I don't think that friendship should be, I did this for you, you should do it for me too. I don't think it should be that. People have different personalities, people have different capacities. Okay, imagine you get your friend an expensive gift. You are working at a bank or a company that is paying you, let's say, 6 million. Your friend has a job that she's earning 250,000 naira. You got her a gift of 500,000, and you're expecting her to get you a gift of that price or a little bit less. How? How? You are earning 5 million, your friend is earning 250,000. He cannot work. He cannot work because in that 250,000 naira, she has rent to pay. She has financial responsibility. So how is she supposed to save a 500,000 naira gift for you? All this, if they wanted to, they would. It doesn't work in real life situations. It's not always, it's not every time it applies of if they wanted to, they would. You have to look at your friend's capacity. What is their capacity at this moment of their life? And use that to gauge the love that they have for you. If your friend is earning 50,000 naira gets you a gift of 50,000 naira, that is true love, because that 50,000 naira is a lot from what they're earning, but to you is nothing. So when you are dealing with your friends, when we're dealing with our friends, let us look at it with love and understand the capacity of each person, and also understand that your friends have different ways of expressing love. You and that your friend grew up in different households, different background, and so how you see love is not the person sees love, and the way you express it is different. So you have to learn to give your friends grace, and show them love and understanding of where they are coming from. And people learn. People learn over time, they change over time. They're able to understand how you want to be loved over time. But don't put pressure on them. The same way it applies to romantic relationships of, oh, different love languages and giving your partner time to learn and understand you, the same way it applies in your friendships too. Because your friend not doing things the way you expected them to do them doesn't mean that they're a bad friend. It just means that you have a way you have imagined things in your head, and you're expecting them to fulfill every imagination that you have in your head. And that is a big cross for your friends to carry. Another thing that came up was friends struggling when you set up your boundaries. People say that they want healthy friendships. We all say we want healthy friendships, we want good friendship. But do we actually want healthy friendships? Are we ready to take what healthy friendships mean and determine? Are you ready to respect the boundaries your friend has set, even though it doesn't seem okay to you? Are we ready for that? Because I think that is something that a lot of people struggle with. They struggle with respecting their friends' boundaries. There's that word of see finish that happens in friendships, that your friend is genuinely serious about something, and you're there laughing and playing, what's doing this one now, what is wrong with you? But they're actually being serious, but you don't take their words for it because it's like, this is my friend. It is very, very important to learn and respect your boundaries, the boundaries your friends have set in your relationships. A boundary can sound like, I don't want to talk about this right now, don't speak to me that way, don't talk to me that way. um it can be anything, whatever the person has said. There was a time in my friendships where we used to call each other fool or the things like that, and as I was like, I'm done with this, I don't like this, stop saying negative stuff into my life, even as a joke. So I told my friends, please don't call me this again, don't call me fool, don't call me momo, don't call me ode, as a joke. And they didn't say, what is this? I was not playing, I was not joking. They apologized, and they respected that. Even me too, I had to also learn to not call them that too. Because later on, like, we all agreed that it wasn't okay to call each other that. And it was a struggle. But eventually we have come to overcome it. over time. And so nobody calls themselves or their momo fully anymore because we set that boundary in place and everybody respected it. But your friend will say that now you start saying, what's in this one, Jai? Shay, am I being serious with you? It's not play, we're playing. Can't I call you a day? It's not a joke. She be Nigerian slang or whatever slang you have in your own country. It's just banter. It's just a joke, it's just playing. But your friend doesn't like it. They're not comfortable with that. And you're not understanding or respecting their boundary. Let us learn to respect people's boundary. Your friend says, I don't want this. I don't want you to call me this. I don't want you to touch my stuff. This particular one, this thing of touching somebody's thing. Like, I don't know why we do this. Your friend is someone like it doesn't mean that they hate you or they are selfish. You just make conclusions. Once somebody has boundaries set in a relationship, you just make conclusions. Your friend tells you, I don't like people touching my stuff without permission. I don't like putting my thing here and then finding it in that place. Even if you take my stuff, return it back to where you put it. That is the person's boundary. That is what they don't like and what they like. As a friend, you are supposed to respect that, not rage base them and doing the opposite of what they said you should not do. It doesn't make any sense. We should learn to respect boundaries that are set by our friends. If you say you want a healthy relationship, act like it. I, for one, believe that you can love your friend very, very deeply and still respect their boundaries. Two individuals are supposed to be two whole people in a relationship, not that one person is dying for the other person to feel loved. It shouldn't be that your friend is constantly tearing down her boundaries because she's trying to appease you or not get you mad, or him. I'm sorry, it's easier to say her because I'm female. So it applies to every gender, male or female. I'm not particularly against one particular gender. It's easier to say her, coming from my own point of view. This is the last and final point, and it is that you don't need one friend for everything. There are many people who, if you're like me, who grew up, like I said, inside the house and you didn't really go out to socialize with people, you tend to, when you go out and you find that one person, you tend to have an attachment to that person that becomes unhealthy. And so you're expecting that one person to be everything for you, everything that you need. The one person you call when you want to cry, when you want to laugh, when you need help. You just solely rely on that person and put the entire weight of your life, your joy, your happiness, your problems on that person. And it might look like, oh, but you're the only person I have. For the person, it might become overwhelming. And then you tend to have overly dependence on that person, and it can it can become toxic because when the person now starts to leave and have other friends and relationships, or even when they have a partner, you now feel threatened. But it shouldn't be that way. So you can't have one friend for everything. You can't have one friend for everything. There are some friends that, if I want to go and have fun, some people that will call. There are friends that that when I'm doing something serious and I want to pray, people that I can call. You can have different friends for different reasons, and doesn't mean that every friend that you have has the same level of closeness with you. It doesn't mean that, okay, for every friend they have this percentage of access into my life, but they are still your friends. Doesn't mean that you have to be best of friends. Friendship is still friendship at the end of the day. And again, let me point it out. I am not saying that there's anything wrong with having a best friend or a very, very close friend. I just do not think that one person was designed to carry every version of us. I don't think that one person can carry every season of your life. There are friends that you meet in seasons and they will help you through those seasons of your life. There have been seasons in my life where I was going through something, and my girls were there for me, but they were not the friends that particularly helped me through those seasons. There are people that got sent or I met in my path along that period of my life. I met them at that period of my life, and they genuinely helped me through those seasons. My friends, my very very close friends, could have not been the one. They could have helped me, but I needed those people at that particular point in my life. So that's what I'm trying to say, that yes, you can have very close friends, but it doesn't mean that for every season and version of you, they have to be the ones that are there for you. Sometimes that friend can even be in your parents, it can be in your siblings, it can be in your spiritual leader. That's a friend too. I mean, not just that respect and space, but that's also a friend. Might not be the friend, but it's a friend at that particular moment. So one person cannot carry every version of you. One person cannot do that. That's just too much weight, too much expectation too. And so, after hearing all these different perspectives from my friends and all these different things that they have to say about friendship, I think for me, what I'm learning is that friendship requires grace and communication in equal measure. Grace, in the sense that you have to understand where your friends are coming from and who they are, and communication when it truly matters, because communication is really, really, really important in friendships. And I also don't want to become someone who expects less from my friends because I don't want to be disappointed. I still want good friendships. I still want good relationships. I still want to have friends that I can call, laugh, play with, banter, tell them stuff about my life, and ask them for advice. I still want relationships like that. But I'm learning that healthy expectation is not the same as low expectation. I can expect honesty in my friendships. I can expect communication. I can expect truth. I can expect respect in my relationships. And so I don't have to lower my standards because the friendship wants to be healthy. The friendship can be healthy whilst having good and healthy expectations. But I also have to leave room for my friends to be human. And I think that that's the part some of us forget, that our friends are humans. Sometimes they will forget important days. Sometimes they won't show up. Sometimes they won't always be available. And it doesn't mean that they're no longer your friends or they love you less. They will have other friends, and sometimes they won't understand us. And sometimes we might even be the friend who gets it wrong. Because you can be the one pointing fingers, but you're also a human being, and sometimes you will get it wrong. And that's friendship too. Friendship is not a linear line. It's a journey, it's a walk, and you have ups and downs in your friendship. But I believe that that is the beauty of friendship. Well, in my own opinion, I believe that that's the beauty of friendship. Maybe realistic expectation in friendship is not about expecting what is less. Maybe it's about expecting what is fair. Learning the difference between a need and a preference. And learning the difference between communication and mind reading, between closeness and possession, between being cared for and constantly being accommodated by your friends. And maybe most importantly, between loving the version of who our friends are and the version of them we have created in our heads of what they should be. I'm still learning this, and I'm sure we all are, because friendships change as we change. People grow, people change, life gets busy, people get busy, life changes, boundaries change, expectations change, things happen, life happens, to be very honest. I think that life happens to every one of us. Your friends go through different seasons. One is single, one is married, one is just having a baby. Those are different seasons of different friends in the same friend group. And sometimes the friendship has to learn how to change with us. And so if there's a friend in your life, maybe you have been drifting lately or you're not talking as much, instead of thinking that something is wrong, maybe just talk, ask, and listen to them, and also give grace. And be honest with yourself about what you're expecting from the person. Are my expectations realistic or unrealistic? Considering the situation that the person is in right now and the season of their life. Because sometimes the friendship doesn't need to end, the expectations just need to change. And that is part of growing up too. That is part of friendship evolving and changing. People are constantly in change with their environments. There's there's a theory in nursing called voice adaptation, which says that people are constantly in relationship with a changing environment. And for one to adapt to a changing environment, they have to have mechanisms, coping mechanisms, and good adaptation methods. Because if you don't, you get swallowed up or you get swallowed up by those changes that are happening. And so even our environment changes. We were once in the stone age, now we're in technology age. Even the age changes. So what makes you think that that friend of yours who has been growing up and it keeps growing is not going to change too? Even yourself, you are going to change. We are all changing. And so what is best in our friendship is that we learn to adapt with the changes that we ourselves are going through and our friends are going through too. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining this episode. I just remembered now that we will not pray. I just remembered now that we will not pray. So we're going to say a quick short prayer before we close up for this episode. Thank you, Jesus, for today's episode. Thank you for your grace. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of friendship. Thank you for caring so much about us and creating what we call friendship. We thank you for every friend in our life. We thank you for every change that each of us experiences and go through. And we pray that you give us the wisdom to navigate every season in our life and those and the ones in our friends' life, so we are able to constantly understand and give grace and love our friends no matter what. Thank you, Jesus, because we are also able to know the difference between healthy and unhealthy friendships, the friendship that we should fight for, and the friendships that are meant to be let go of. Thank you, Jesus, for your love. Thank you for your grace. All glory to your name. In Jesus' name, amen. So, yeah, that will be the end of this episode. I would my take home for everyone is that we should do a self reflection and ask yourself questions. You might even do what I did too, asking your friends what they think unrealistic expectations are in friendships, and then asking them, does this apply to us? Have I in any way done any of these things, and how can I be a better friend to you going forward? I think that that's a good way to start. So thank you so much for joining this episode. Thank you for not abandoning me on my break. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for continuing with me. This is Life a Coin, and I'm sold out to Christ.